Hello and welcome to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We are here in Toronto. Where are we though? Where are we? I'm sure it's easy to tell where we are, which aircraft we will be in, as one of these is not like the other. But which one is not like the other? We have some WestJets, American, we have Delta. Which one are we? We have a livery that has... Sorry, we have a plane that has no livery whatsoever. Could that be us? No, that's not us. If you haven't guessed, we're this weird Delta over here between two WestJets because I don't like to take the time to figure out where my plane should be at a gate. Simple as that. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's been a while since I have done a traditional stream here. The last stream was kind of like a random thought, doing a flight with FS HUD and BeyondATC. This flight is, like I said, traditional. It is a BeyondATC. It is a Phoenix 319 flight. It is a New Sky flight. If you've never used New Sky, I highly recommend it. Very, very cool career add-on for Flight Sim. Very basic, but that's actually kind of what I want right now. Just a nice basic career mode to have some fun in. I don't remember if I talked about this on the last stream, but I did jump into 2020 for a while so I could fly the iFly, as I was really missing that plane. Is this a shadow down here, or is this part of like the, that's gotta be a shadow, right? Yeah, it's gonna be my plane shadow. Yeah, look at that, that's cool. But, you know, there's one thing that's really stood out. People have talked about the graphics of 2024, and yeah, I do agree that a lot of it is substantially better. I know initially I had put out a video even, and I stated it many times that I don't expect there to be a major jump, but there have been some areas where there are a major jump in. Some areas where it's the same, some a step back, depending on how you look at it. But 2020 looks pretty damn good too, right? Like, I'm doing flights in 2020 with the iFly, and I'm like, wow, I'm just blown away still. I'm just blown away. The biggest difference personally for me is the overall performance of 2024. One, obviously it loads faster, but two, the in-sim performance is impressive. I did a flight, the other day I did the exact same flight in 2020 and in 2024. Now it's two different aircrafts, of course, the iFly and the Phoenix 319 in 2024. But there was a 15 FPS difference. A 15 FPS difference, and not only that, 2024 just had that smoothness going on that I've talked about many times since it's come out. Let's jump into this cockpit of this beautiful A319. I'm also a proud owner of the right side for an EFIS. So I have this right EFIS now, and you're like, why didn't you get the left? Well, I don't need the left, I don't need both, I just need one. And based on the setup I have here in my little fake cockpit, the right side actually works best. And I actually have to do some tweaking on it. Right now I have the FCU and the EFIS next to each other, of course, but I have that on top. So that right down here in my real world, I would have the Honeycomb Bravo. So I have this on top of the Bravo, and this kind of hangs off the side of the Bravo a bit. So I'm thinking of moving this over just a little bit, maybe like an inch, so this isn't as far away for me to reach. That's my only complaint right now. Minor complaint. The EFIS is really cool. I'm using MobiFlight with it. I used a profile off of flightsim.to, and everything worked pretty good. The only thing was the profile is set for the left side. Or sorry, the profile, yeah, is for the, hold on. The profile is for the right. I have the right EFIS, but I want to be able to see things on the left side, if that makes any sense. So I'm using my right one as a left EFIS. So I had to go into MobiFlight and make those adjustments, but ever since I've done that, things have been pretty darn good. All right, let's get going here. So we are Delta. We are 516. We are here in Toronto. We're going to go over to Detroit. I did this flight last night. I did it with FS HUD, and I thought it'd be cool to see what happens here in BeyondATC with it. And of course, it was in the Phoenix. I was going to initially do an iFly flight with it yesterday, but I kind of changed my mind. All right, so welcoming in, Samson. Welcoming in. Let's see. So we got the plane loaded up here. I like to again go over here and sync these guys, and then head up on top. Power battery 1 and 2. Pumps are coming on, and get those IRSs aligned. Crew supply is on. I have a Honeycomb Alpha. Yes, I'm using my Alpha again, probably for the last, what, 2-3 weeks here now. Nothing against the Wind Wing, nothing against the Thrustmaster side stick. They're great. But once I got my Honeycomb dialed in with the sensitivity, it's been just a dream. It took a while for me to get used to the sensitivity change with 2024. And I did a couple, like I said, I did a couple flights in 2020. And I was like, man, I really love this yoke. I really love the Honeycomb Alpha. So I am back in the Alpha. Yes, I know it's against the law using a yoke with a 319, but you know what? It's a sim, and I'm here for fun. So we're going to go into this guy here. We're going to go to init. We're going to request the init, and we're going to go ahead and put some information. So we are Delta 516. Cost index. So I have this program, which I keep forgetting to update, from FlightSim.to or add-on. It's called Briefing Panel. So it allows you to fetch your SimBrief profile, which is really handy. So we are cost index of 6. We're going to be cruising up to flight level 320, which is interesting because yesterday I was at flight level 280. And interesting enough, so again, I used FS HUD yesterday for this flight, and FS HUD had me at flight level 220, and then eventually gave me up to 280. So I thought it was weird because normally it will clear you from, when it hands you off from departure to center. Center will typically, once you get close to your, I think it's about 2,000 feet to your assigned altitude, it will then have you do your next jump up. But it did not do that until a little later yesterday. Send to the McDo, and send to the McDo. Go back on down here, and now this stuff's going to auto-populate. There it goes. And then we're going to check to make sure our performance is in there. Perfect. All right, flight plan. We are in Toronto. We're expecting runway 23. And we're expecting the Ankle 5 departure. Goosey, which isn't in here, right? Or wait, hold on. Did I see it? Nope. Pup. And no. Okay. So temp. And then Detroit, we are expecting the 2-1 left, which is exactly what FS HUD gave me yesterday. So the weather hasn't changed as of yet. Top Gun 2 arrival. And here is our transition. Okay, flight plan's in there. We go to config next, manual, nav, and now this is where I just like to instantly align those IRSs. Okay. So plane is pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our ATIS, shall we? So again, we are in BeyondATC. Maybe I should use the charts for a change. I never use the charts in here. Alright, so, because I don't use the charts in here, I'm going to be all confused. Ground charts, airport briefing departures, airport information. Alright. We can't zoom in, right? Yeah, we have to zoom in with the buttons. Alright, so here we are, 2-3s over here. We're going to go ahead and get ATIS. So I am using my Stream Deck for my radio panel. 120825. And get ATIS going.
Transition level 180. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Zulu.
Zulu.
Toronto Pearson Airport information, Zulu. 1449er Zulu. Wind variable. Visibility 15. Few clouds at 17,000. Ceiling 18,000 broken. 25000 broken. Altimeter tree 011. Landing runway 05, 06 left, 06 right. Departing runway 05, 06 left. Transition level 180.
Oh,
Bird
interesting.
activity in vicinity of airport.
So they're telling me a runway change, it looks like, based on compared to what SimBrief was giving me. All right, let's go ahead and try to get delivery here. All right, so Delta 516 ready for IFR clearance to Detroit Metro with information Zulu.
Delta 516 Toronto delivery. Thanks for information Zulu. Expect runway 05 and Cole 5 departure. Squawk 2112.
Expect runway 5 and Cole 5 departure, squawk 2112, Delta 516. That's rather interesting.
Delta 516, read back correct. Contact ground 136.525 when ready for push or start.
Ground 136.525, Delta 516. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great flight.
All right, so we're expecting runway 5 now for our departure, which is rather interesting. Which would not make sense for the winds, but we'll see. All right, runway 5, ankle 5, and insert. Check the data, confirm it. Good to go. All right, runway 5 is what we're gonna expect. Let's go up here, APU bleed, and external power off. Let's go and remember to go here and disable this stuff. And IRS, or not IRS, standard pressure in. Let's get our pushback, shall we? So let's go to 136.525. Toronto apron, Delta 516.
Air Canada 107.
Ready for push and start. That's interesting.
Delta 516, Toronto apron, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Face northwest, Delta 516. So it actually did that yesterday when I was doing my first call. It like had someone talking. All right, well we have a bit of a taxi now. So I also have this wonderful thing called pushback. What's it called? Pushback something. It's on flightsim.to. It's been updated so that it does work in flightsim. Or is it? What's it called? Pushback planning? I think this is called pushback something. We don't have a map here in Toronto, unfortunately.
Air Canada
So
193.
we're gonna push back and we're gonna aim about here, I'm assuming. Enter.
Air
Release those
Canada
parking brakes.
193,
Go
Toronto
ahead
apron,
and
pushback
push us
and engine
back.
start approved.
Go on
Face
down
southwest.
here. Got that going, got
Pushback
that
and engine
going,
start
got
approved. Face
that,
southwest. Air Canada
and
193.
engine 2 coming on board. Get our clock going as well. We have a message, so let's go ahead and clear that message out. Alright, messages
At this
are
time,
cleared.
in just a few moments, we'll be showing you the safety video. Once the video has concluded, we'll be in the aisles to answer any questions you have before we're seated for taxi out. Again, thank you for choosing Delta today. My name is Susan. I'm your purser for today's flight, along with Charles in the economy cabin.
Charles is back there in the economy, and I think I did a pretty good job estimating this. A little off, but not terrible. Got Air Canada, I think, coming in there. Look good.
Welcome
Rouge
aboard.
1941,
Thank you for
contact
choosing
Toronto
Delta.
Tower
The health and safety of
118.7.
our customers and crew.
All
is
right,
our
engine
number
number
one
2
priority.
good. Let's bring up engine 1.
118.7, Rouge 1941.
So before we
Bye-bye.
start, please
Auto
pay
parking
attention to
brakes.
this important message.
Sorry, auto brake is on
Store
max.
all
Flaps coming
carry-on
down to
items in an
1
overhead
for
bin
departure.
and place
Yes.
smaller items completely under
And we'll
the
get our
seat
taxi
in front of
clearance
you.
momentarily.
Few clouds at 17,000. Ceiling 18,000
What the
broken.
hell?
25000 broken. Altimeter tree 011. Landing runway 05, 06 left, 06 right. Departing runway 05, 06 left. Transition level 180. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact you have information Zulu.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the
Randomly,
Canada
sometimes
193,
the
return taxi to the active.
the comms changed.
Lift the top of the
And I haven't
buckle.
figured out
Air
why.
Canada 193, runway 06, left taxi via 7.
I was watching
Alpha
someone
Lima,
else's stream
Tango,
not too long
Bravo,
ago, and
Delta.
someone else was saying the same thing.
In case of sudden rough air. In the event
Runway
of
06 left taxi via 7, Alpha Lima, Tango, Bravo, Delta, Air Canada 193.
Better regulations require all
Delta
passengers
516
to
requests
comply with
taxi
all crew
clearance.
members' instructions, along with the
Alright,
posted
taxi lights
placards.
are
Delta
on.
516, runway 05 taxi via 2, 1 Alpha Tango Romeo. Hold short runway 15 left.
Including chewing tobacco.
Taxi
is
runway
not allowed
5
on any Delta
via
flight. Federal law prohibits
2
tampering
1
with, disabling,
Alpha
or
Tango
destroying
Romeo.
restroom smoke
Hold short
detectors.
15
In
left
the
Delta
event of an
516.
evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carrying
Alright,
baggage
so
will
Alpha
slow the
Tango is up here
evacuation.
on the
All
left.
exits are clearly
And we'll
marked
take
with a
it
green exit
via
symbol.
Romeo.
Locate the nearest exits and remember,
Roger
they
that.
might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from panels above your seat and inside the lavatories.
Alright, go up
Jump
here,
and pull the
turn
mask
those
or
off.
stream
Taxi
it
lights are
down to
already
check
on.
the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask.
Alright, this is
if
Alpha
necessary.
Tango. We're gonna take
Breathe
it
normally and note that oxygen is
to
flowing. So
take
don't worry
Romeo
your bag
here.
doesn't inflate.
To
Be sure
hold
adjust
short
your own mask
15
before helping
left.
others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest.
Alright, here is Romeo.
Strap around
Here
your waist,
is
attach it to the
15
buckle in
left.
front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red
And I
tab
am
at the
assuming we're
bottom,
taking
or
Romeo
manually
to
inflate it
Echo.
by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light
Delta
is attached to
516,
each
cross
vest.
runway 15
For
left at
children under
Romeo.
35
Continue
pounds,
taxi via
place the
Romeo,
vest
Echo
around
Golf
the waist.
Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right.
See your safety card for more information.
Continue
Additional
taxi via
licenses
Romeo,
for
Echo,
children are in marked
Golf Hotel. Hold short 15 right.
distribute these vests
Crossway 15 left at
Once
Romeo,
you're
Delta
done, bring
516.
your seat to its upright position and stow your tray
Alright, so
table and
Romeo,
footrest.
Echo,
Be sure you fasten your seatbelt low and tight
Golf.
across your lap. Carry-on items are secured and armrests are at the resting position. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
Jazz 256, ramp 6 tree 7 taxi via Hotel Tree. Hotel. Hold
Alright,
short
so
runway
this
15
is
left.
Golf? No, what is this?
Ramp 6
This is
37
Echo,
taxi
Echo
via Hotel
Yankee.
3, Hotel. Hold short
Fry,
runway
welcome on in.
15 left, Jazz 256.
November's coming on up. We're taking Golf, which is down a little farther yet. Golf to Hotel and then hold short. Okay, I see where we're going. We have a... What is out there? It's not an ATR. What's the other one that looks like an ATR? Or the ATR looks like it.
Jazz 256, cross runway 15 left at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, Bravo 2. Hold short runway 15 left.
I think that's that plane.
Cross runway 15 left at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, Bravo 2. Hold short runway.
Alright, so here
15
is
left,
Golf,
Jazz
and this is
256.
going to take us to Hotel, and then we're holding short 15 right. We have United out there.
SkyWest 5450, gate 160, taxi via Hotel Tree.
Correction.
Hotel. Hold short runway
I think that's
15
a
left.
SkyWest.
Gate 160 taxi via Hotel
E-Jet?
3 Hotel. Hold short
175
runway 15 left,
or 170.
SkyWest 5450.
There's a lot of drama in the Flight Sim Studio area.
Canada
They shut down their
193,
Discord.
contact Toronto Tower 118.7.
I get it. You know, there's so much negativity.
Contact tower 118.7.
There's so much negativity in the world. I've talked about this
193.
before. It's just sad. You know, like, this is a passionate Flight Sim community, and I get that. Yeah, they've promised stuff, but they haven't delivered. But there's no need for any of the the name calling or what. You know, if you don't like it, don't use it. I understand you bought it, but it is what it is. It's early access, folks.
Cross runway 15 left at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel.
There's
Alpha,
early
November,
access.
Romeo,
Alright, here's
Charlie,
15
Delta
right.
5,
Gonna
Delta
hold
Tango
here.
10, SkyWest 5450.
That plane had a long taxiway.
Delta 516, cross runway 15 right at Hotel. Continue
It's all the way
taxi
down.
via Hotel.
Cross 15 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Delta 516. Alright, let's go ahead and get our all calls going. And what was the other thing I was gonna do? Oh yeah, come on down here. Takeoff config is good. So honestly, like, so I've been using bouncing between BeyondATC and FS HUD for the past couple weeks now, and I haven't really used a lot of voice recognition stuff. I've been using the Copilot. I've been really lazy, but I also want ATC experience. Which is funny because it's something I said I would never do.
Flight attendants, please prepare for departure.
I was very clear and adamant that I really wanted to talk to my ATC.
Continue taxi via Hotel Alpha November Alpha Juliet Tree 4.
So interesting that how things have changed, you know.
Cross runway 15 left at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel Alpha November Alpha Juliet 3-4 WestJet 606.
Alright, here we are coming up on Hotel 6 and then Hotel. We'll get out of here momentarily. Departing runway 5. So on departure, looks like it's going to be a straight out departure for the most part. A little turn to the... No, that's not right. We have to turn to the right. Yeah. Who should Flight Sim Studio? Well, they didn't shut it down, but you can't respond to it right now unless you're in one of their select groups. Tower 118.7 Delta 516 CEO. So like I was a beta tester for the 727, and so I have access to chat in there. So I guess only select groups. Does that say motel? Yeah, it does, huh? Alright, holding short here, runway 5 for departure. I'm really curious. Can, actually it does... Let's see. I want to see if... I don't think this website provides Canada stuff. No. I was going to see if I can find the ATIS, the real ATIS. Oh well. Let's just find it real fast. Alright, landing lights are on. Delta 516 holding short, runway 5, ready to go.
Delta 516, Toronto Tower, wind variable, runway 05, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 5, clear for takeoff, Delta 516. Alright, let's bring up those engines. CFM. I'm not sure why I recently switched over to the CFM. I was using the IAEs, and whatever reason. Livery, probably. Although I think Delta does fly both. I think it was Air Canada, maybe? Honestly. Done a couple Canada flights recently. Got a couple of stutters going on here. Alright, here we are, lined up. Let's bring up those engines up to takeoff, our flex. There's our flex. And let's go flying. If you don't see me doing certain switches, that's because I do have physical buttons for some stuff. So, it's not that I completely missed it. Although there are times I do. Winds are from behind us right now. So it's interesting runway 5 was chosen. But it's only 3 knot wind, so... Alright, coming up on rotate. Let's go on up. And gear coming up. There's a plane on the runway there. And didn't tell us any certain direction. I didn't set my altitude for departure. Alright, flaps going up. Going to climb lever.
Delta 516, contact Toronto, departure 128.8.
Departure 128.8, Delta 516, see ya. Departure Delta 516, 2100.
Delta 516, Toronto departure. Good day. Identified. Climb to 16,000 feet.
16,000, Delta 516. Alright, well, pretty good departure so far. Now, are we expecting to turn ourselves? Let's see, so delivery, let's see, Elco 5 departure, yeah, so we should be doing it ourselves, it looks like, based on what the charts are telling me for departure, radar required, contact, safe altitude, jets only refer to blah blah blah. Mobo. runway 5, unless otherwise assigned by ATC, climb heading 057 to 1000, climb left, turn left heading 047 as assigned, expect radar vectors to mobile or as assigned. So we were assigned. So direct to mobile. Alright, AP kind of come on.
As we climb to our cruising altitude.
And there we go.
Thank you to each of you. And welcome back to our Sky
So I'll bring that up really quick on the chart so you can see it too, since I want to try to show this off more. So Navigraph, departure, we are runway 5, so this guy here. So if you look on down here at the bottom, here we were going straight out. It says, unless otherwise signed by ATC, which delivery gave us the Alco 5 departure. So left heading 047, or as assigned, expect radar vectors to mobile, or as assigned, we were assigned. So we're good to go. And we're cleared up to, currently up to 16,000.
Canada 193, contact Toronto Center 124.925. Contact Toronto Center 124.925.
Landing lights coming off. What do I think of 2024? Well,
1621, contact Toronto Tower 118.7, bye-bye. Contact Tower 118.
if we're looking right there,
1621. Have a good one.
the imagery is sharper. The satellite imagery is higher in 2020. Okay? But if you look at the shadows, if we bring in the overall performance, if you bring in the atmosphere of 2024, 2024 is better looking. So it's weird because 2024 was talked about being better on the ground, right? The sky is no longer the limit, or whatever their new wording is. And I'm guessing it's because they've capped at how much satellite imagery is loading right now, just for the servers. But it's been almost 2 months.
Delta 516, contact Toronto Center 124.925.
124.925, Delta 516, see ya. 124.925. Delta 516 with you, 14,000, climbing 16,000. I know you're not supposed to say with you, that's just a cardinal rule, right?
Delta 516, Toronto Center, good day. Identified, climb to flight level 320.
Flight level 320, Delta 516. I think I want to get on VATSIM soon. I think I do. I think I want to try it out. It's been a long time, and the VATSIMs that I've done in the past have been non-towered. But I think I want to try it again. I think I'm knowledgeable and ready to do it. I just don't want to deal with the a-holes on there, you know? I know there will be people that are negative. I don't want to deal with them. But I'm having a blast with 2024.
Air Canada 193,
I'm having a blast with it.
124.025.
There's some
Contact Toronto
issues
Center
still,
124.025. Air Canada
of course,
193.
but you know, as I'm confident that Asobo is working hard. Their dev update came out yesterday. They said they're working on the first sim update, getting all the patch stuff going on, working on the Brazil, wasn't it? It's a Brazil, I think. World update. This is cool. So I have, like I said, I have the EFIS, so I can use physical buttons to move switches. So cool, so cool. That was a Christmas present from my wife. Why does Phoenix still view it as experimental? Well, there are some issues from time to time with it. So one issue is sometimes when I'm taking off, it thinks I'm landing. The screens, the brightness at night is still really weird sometimes. Some of the lights up here are way too bright. And what's the other one? There's the panel lighting also can be weird. Like one thing is if you start at night in the plane, the switch for the dim, the dome lights here, it's set for bright, but the switch is off. So you have to cycle through to get what you want. So I'm assuming that's some sort of code that Asobo changed that Phoenix hasn't caught on to yet, or they will be eventually with a new patch. So it's little things like that. It's very flyable. I probably have like 100 hours, maybe close to, in the Phoenix with 2024. Well, I don't know about 100. Maybe 60. Maybe 60. 100's a little too much. It's only been out 2 months. I could check New Sky, but it wouldn't give me the full detail, because there are several flights I've done without New Sky. But I bet you New Sky would show at least 40 flights. Actually, you know what? We got some time. Let's check it out. So here's New Sky. One thing that ticks me off is... So I got my type rating with the A319. I got it back because I had a bad flight. Because, okay, here's the thing. You see these 9.95s, 9.5, 9.85? Check this out. I buttered it, and it docked me points. And I was in range of the threshold, I was in range of the center line, and the max deviation was there. But because I was just a damn good pilot on that flight, on a smooth landing, it docked me. That's some crap. If you do anything under what is it? If you do anything under, I want to say like 180 or something, 190 with your feet per minute, that's when you lose your points on it.
Delta 516, contact Toronto Center.
And I agree, it's trying not to reward you for finding the butter. But if it comes, it comes. If it comes naturally, it comes. Toronto Center, Delta 516, flight level 268, climbing 320.
Delta 516, Toronto Center, radar contact.
So anyways, that's an example of that. So let's check it out here. So, and then, okay, so I lost my type rating for the 737, the iFly, because what went wrong with it? Here's that one I got docked on. That's bullcrap. That was back in... Let me get back. Oh, can't go no farther. My airlines, my flights. Here we go. December, yeah, this here. No, this is the... Oh, here we go. I got dinged on this one. I can't, so I greased this one too. No, this is great, sorry. Overspeed, yeah. There was a bug with the instruments with the iFly. Like, it got stuck. And I got docked, and so you can click on, there's a button that says declare emergency, but the speed thing got stuck on approach, and that sucked. So I got docked because of the bug with the sim. And if you're doing, I could request, this is Kip on this ground, this is his airline, so I can request from Kip to have this removed, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, whatever, I'll just do more flights to get my type rating back eventually. But anyway, so the mission was to check to see number of 319 flights in the new sim. So let's see, how do we see dates? So okay, so this is okay, so here's where we jump back in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I do have a light, folks, I do. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 58 in New Sky. 58 in New Sky, which I would say added another 10, at least 10, probably more like 15 So, yeah. That's like 70. That's like 70 of them. Welcome MMD. Welcome on in. Off this streaming, no one watching. Okay, well, no one's watching. Maybe you should not watch either. Goodbye. We don't need any of that negativity in our flight sim. We don't need any of that negativity in our lives, period. Like, it's just unnecessary. Why? You go all like the Facebook community stuff and in the flight sim forum and in select discords, like, it's just people complaining about 2024. All right, well, if it's that bad, go fly 2020. If it's that bad, go fly over there. If that plane, you don't like it, go fly a different one. If you don't like that scenery, don't buy it. You do have choices, and that's the beauty part. If you don't like BeyondATC, use another one. You don't need any of it. Now, if you want to provide positive criticism or supportive criticism, absolutely. Everyone can use criticism in their life. Everyone. No one's perfect. Not one plane, not one developer, not one scenery. You know, there's opportunity with everything and everyone. So that's great to provide that feedback, but in a positive, supporting way. You know, hey, your book is really, really good. I liked it. You know, the middle part was a little long. Perfect. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate the comment. You know? And that's what I like to do with this community, with my little community here with Flight Sim. Is, you know, I want to share positive experiences. There will be, of course, criticism in there. That's part of, you know, living. And that's what I just talked about. I don't know. It's just too much. Too much. Alright, so we got top of descent coming on up here. We're expecting runway 21 left. Hopefully it's the same one. So I'm going to start programming that into our system here. Alright, so go on down here. We can enter in destination data. Q1H is 3008. Our temperature is 6. The winds are 190 at 7. Perfect. And 832 for the minimums. Okie dokie. Perfect. And let's go and look at our Phoenix here. So we have, let's see, what am I looking for? Navigraph. And we're going to go to arrival.
JetBlue 357, contact Toronto Center.
We are arriving via the Top Gun 2, which is here. Oh, I forgot they're starred. You can just click on that button. Okay. So Top Gun 2 would be coming in this direction here. Wolfman, Top Gun, Hollywood, I'm guessing. Chester,
Delta 516,
Ghost, Ryder. 135.3, Delta 516, see ya. 135.3. Toronto Center, Delta 516, flight level 320. Alright, so back on over here.
Delta 516.
7,000 for departure, or sorry, for arrival for our descent altitude, so I'm going to pop that in, 7,000. Cool. Alright, we're good to go. That's a nice short flight. What the hell? Didn't I set this? I sure did. Huh. Anywho. So we'll be at our top of descent momentarily. And then on arrival, let's go ahead and look at our arrival chart as well. So here is ILS 21, Cat 1. So we're going to come on in here. Yesterday, FS HUD had me go from Ryder, and we just cut through, gave me vectors to cut on through, so it'll be interesting to see what BeyondATC does. And let's see, Detroit, go back, no, what, Detroit, starred, airport information, that's what I want. So 2-1 left is over here. So yesterday I exited Whiskey 2, but I thought it was going to have me go up north here. Instead, it wanted me to go south, so I went, it had me, FS HUD had me go Whiskey Papa 3 Papa, all the way to Juliet, and then we went Juliet 9, Uniform 9, and then we parked here. So on exit, I'm gonna go left this time. I'm so used to parking, I normally park here. This is where I normally depart and taxi to for some reason. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if this rumor has any validity, but I heard Microsoft was going to bring in new developers based on the issues they're having and all the negativity. Like, get rid of Asobo? I don't know if that's true. Asobo is the foundation, for sure. Now, if the money's not there, yeah, I could see Microsoft being like, yo, we gotta make some money. But I don't know if they bring in a new developer. I don't see that happening. Asobo's good. Like, if you look at the history of Asobo, look at the products they've released. They've released some really good games. And, you know, the people that talk about flight sim from Asobo, like, are very dedicated. Very dedicated to the sim. Very passionate about it, so... I don't think that's true. I don't think that's gonna happen. And even if it was a money situation, like they wanted more money, they would, you know, have to find ways to tell Asobo to be like, yo, you just need to start charging more for this, charging more for that. I do forget that in the Phoenix, you can click on this little button here, go to My Flight, and you can get your weather information. How do you do it again? Oh, here we go. That's route. Here we go, weather. The METAD. So arrival, we're going to refresh that really quick. Detroit Metro, winds are 7 knots, broken 35, broken at 5, overcast at 14. Temperature is 6. We have our altimeter in there. Remarks. I don't know what all this stands for half the time, so I'm not going to say anything. View to ATIS. Information Alpha. I don't know how correct that's going to be, but it is saying runway 22 left. Sorry, hold on. Simulate visual approaches 21 left, which is what we're currently expecting. Well, there we go. We'll expect the Top Gun 2 arrival 21 left, Delta 516.
Delta 516, Top Gun 2, runway 21 left, verify ready for descent.
Didn't hear me? Expect Top Gun 2, runway 21 left. We'll verify when ready for descent, Delta 516.
Delta 516, descend via Top Gun 2 arrival, Detroit Metro Wayne, co-landing runway 21 left, altimeter 3008.
Descend via Top Gun 2, landing runway 21 left, Delta 516. I'm not sure what means fry.
Toronto Center,
The money?
flight level 210.
Forgot what I was talking about. Okay, let's pop this guy.
Skywest 4132, Toronto Center identified.
So we got top of descent coming up here in about, well, let's see, I'd say 10 nautical miles. No, I guess it'd be about 20.
United 623, Toronto Center.
Yeah, 20. So we'll hold pat for a little bit longer.
United 623, contact
About
Cleveland
4
Center
minutes.
132.25. Bye-bye.
We'll start a descent.
Contact Cleveland Center 132.25. United 623.
So I was asked an interesting question not too long ago. I think it's a fantastic question. And the question is, so okay, a little bit of backstory. Obviously, I'm into flight simming. My wife is into D&D. The question was asked. She's a DM and a player, but primarily a DM. The question was asked to me. Do I feel flight sim or D&D is harder? And it's interesting because I initially, and I still believe this, said that D&D would be harder because she comes up with her own stories. She homebrews a lot of stuff, and so she has to consistently think of new ways to make things unique for her group, for her party. And it's the same clique that she's with all the time, so she can't recycle. And so she has to come up with these new elaborate stories, new worlds, new environments, new NPCs, etc. While initially, the initial part of flight simming, you have to learn all kinds of procedures, click buttons, and know how to do this, that, and the other. Once you have that, it's all just routine. Like once I got a plane down and flown it with some consistency, I don't use my checklist, my little cheat sheet anymore. I just go by off memory, which I know is a big no-no in the aviation world, but again, we're simming. But if it's a plane I haven't flown for a while, I have my little checklist, I have to go back, I have to look at it, right? I have an idea of what I'm doing because I've done it many, many times, but I just got to get my flow back into order. So yeah, initially, flight sim could be more difficult, but then it gets easier going forward. With D&D, I feel she has to learn and create all the time. There's no downtime. With me, I'm sitting here yammering about this. In her world, she's not yammering because she's coming up with this stuff in her head. A lot more difficult, in my opinion. Now, it's funny because she was saying the opposite. She said that this would be more difficult, flight simming versus D&D. So it's interesting to see where our minds go with how we think things are difficult. Because I thought for sure she'd be like, yeah, definitely D&D is more difficult. But, surprisingly, no. Alright, top of descent here in just a few moments. Alright, let's go ahead and get it going now. Going Top Gun 2 arrival. So going forward, I do have 2 interesting videos. Well, I hope are going to be interesting if they turn out okay. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do have something in the works with a new updated video with 3 major ATC programs. I also have another ATC video-ish coming out as well, which I'm hoping turns out really, really well as well. And if you saw yesterday, I did post an arrival. Where was I landing? Oklahoma City, I think it was. Really, really cool approach. No, I don't. Was that the Oklahoma City one? I can't remember now. I posted one up yesterday. I don't remember where the heck that was anymore. I do so many flights, and I just lose track of which ones I do. Again, I do have somewhat of a life. I have a job I go to. But if I'm not working at my job, then I'm typically doing an airplane, flying an airplane here in the sim. My wife asked me yesterday what I was going to be doing this weekend, and I said, same thing I do every day off, flying an airplane. Alright, so we are looking really, really good here on the approach into Detroit. Let's bring up our arrival charts in the Phoenix. So again, runway 21 left is we're expecting. I'm expecting to exit Whiskey 2. And then I'm assuming they're going to have us park somewhere over here. I don't know if FS HUD
Delta 516, contact Cleveland
knows
Center,
where the
132.25.
arrivals are for the airline. BeyondATC does. 132.25, Delta 516, see ya. 13225. It's just crazy how fast you can talk to BeyondATC and it recognizes you without too much of an issue. Once in a great while, right? But just like in real life, some people talk really fast, like I feel I do. And, you know, be like, what'd you say? Cleveland Center, Delta 516, flight level 2840, descending via Top Gun 2.
Delta 516, Cleveland Center.
One thing though, if I do jump on VATSIM at some point, and I'm going to show you on the arrival, is in VATSIM, and I guess in the real world, they like when you do your check-in, like I just did there. You know, we're whatever this flight level, but we're whatever 10 nautical miles from Maeve. You know, so you're also supposed to put in where the closest waypoint you are on your path, so they can pinpoint it. Because the ATC in the real world, you know, they have all kinds of dots everywhere on here, and they don't know which one's you right away. And then, but if you say, oh, we're 10 nautical miles east of blah blah blah, they could pinpoint you where you are. And that's something apparently that they want you to do in VATSIM. So we'll be crossing Canada between Hollywood and Chester. I always forget how close Canada is to Detroit. I've done Windsor. I've departed Windsor to where did I go? It might have been Chicago. Maybe it's Cleveland. I can't remember. Anyways, that's a cool airport. I think there's a freeware on flights in the T over it. Alright, anyways, we're going to be following this path here, and then we'll probably we're expecting the visual, right? I think they said the visual. So we'll expect the visual turn on in. So we'll probably get the same approach that I got yesterday, which again went from Ryder here and then directed us into the arrival. So now we're showing up on this chart. Oh, you can draw on here? I'll be danged. This shows you how little I've used this chart. Charts in Phoenix. I need to, like it's beneficial for streaming. That's pretty cool. Alright, so again, on here visually looking at this, we're gonna go from here, bam, to there. That's what I'm expecting at least. And I think that that's what the charts say as well. We go back to the Top Gun. Here's a Ryder. If you look at our thingy here, radar required, RNAV, DEMI, expect 21 left. And then here's what we're going to be doing. Transition, expect blah blah. We go down here, the routing, so Top Gun, Hollywood, 8,000. And then once we get to Ryder, at 7,000, 210 knots. On track 306, and then we're expecting radar vectors for the final course. So 306 is here. We're going to maintain that until ATC has us turn in. I am also working on a whole course on this kind of stuff too. Break by break, how to understand these charts, because they are complex. And my goal is to not over-complex it. I just need to find the best way to do that. So for those who don't know how these charts work and would like to, I am working on some content for that. Probably won't come out until February. Unfortunately. Probably not. I get these ideas in my head for other videos and I push that ahead. So probably not until February, but stay tuned because I think it's going to be very beneficial, super helpful. One thing that I always forget is that not everyone, so for me in the past 3 years, I've done so much more research and learning of how things work with aviation. Now, I'm far from professional, far from 100% knowledgeable with any of this stuff. I'm like 50% there, maybe. Is that a cloud? Yeah. But I've learned a lot. I've learned, especially in this past year, I've learned a lot about ATC. I put a lot of focus on learning, listening to real world stuff, listening to VATSIM people, listening to streamers, doing my own research on pen and paper kind of stuff, and done a lot of research with ATC and become extremely knowledgeable with that. But I'm not 100%, not professional by any means either. Prior to that, I've learned a lot with charts, trying to figure out how and why that kind of stuff works. And now I want to share that wealth because there's so much out there, so much knowledge out there, so many different sources. So ultimately, I want to try to help people get to at least a level I am at, which is not very far. Not very far at all. But at least understands the basics of it. Alright, getting close to 18,000. Looking outside here in the Chicagoland that I live in, and we have a little bit of snow on the ground. It's a scary world in the western part of the U.S. with all the fires in California. So if you are there, I hope you are safe. I hope you're not affected. And I hope your family and friends are safe as well.
Cleveland Center, American 2083, good day. Flight level tree 40. American 2083, Cleveland Center. SkyWest 4790, contact Toronto Center 135.3.
Keep forgetting that I have the physical switches for the EFIS.
135.3. SkyWest 4790, take care.
The EFIS is something I was unwilling to spend money on for myself. So that's why I had my wife buy it. There are certain things in my life that I'm like, nope, I'm not willing to spend the money on because I don't really need it, but I'd like to have it. So I have my wife buy those things. 134.375, United, sorry, Delta 516, thanks. 134.375. Toronto Center, Delta 516, passing 16,000, descending Top Gun 2.
Delta 516, say altitude.
I thought I said that. Passing 16,000.
Delta 516, Toronto Center identified.
Alright, we'll get handoff to approach momentarily.
United 623, contact Cleveland Center 127.7.
Contact Cleveland Center 127.7, United 623.
Delta 516, contact Cleveland Center 127.3.
Handoff to New Center, 127.3, Delta 516, thanks. 1273. Cleveland Center, Delta 516, passing 14,000, descending via Top Gun 3.
Delta 516, Cleveland Center, roger.
I'm just going to talk about it a second ago. Oh yeah, so I mentioned this a few months back, but I had thought about buying the Arctic AIO, and so I had the NZXT AIO, the Kraken 360, and I just didn't like Cam being on my computer. I didn't like, you know, Cam sends out data. I don't want ZXT having that information on my from my system. I don't want that free research for them. Now then, but once the Gamer Nexus story came out about all the stuff that NZXT's been doing, I was like, yep, we're done. So about 2 weeks ago, I had bought the Arctic AIO, the 360 version, no RGB, and I have to say, I'm impressed. Now, one thing I really don't like is I don't like that the cold plate had to be changed out. Not cold plate. Yes, I think it's called cold. Is it bracket? CPU bracket? I can't remember what it's called right now. But I don't like how that piece had to be changed out. I had a... Oh shoot, what's the name of it? I had bought a third-party one.
Delta 516, contact Detroit approach 124.05.
Approach 124.05, Delta 516, thanks. 124.05. Alright, there's approach and the ATC. Now it said alpha in our charts. Our ATIS information. Let's see what...
Around Detroit Metro Wave Company advised on initial contact. You have information, Bravo.
Bravo, so it might have just changed. We can check it here in a second too. Detroit approach, hello from Delta 516, passing 11,000, descending via Top Gun 2 with information Bravo. Almost forgot to say it.
Delta 516, Detroit approach.
ILS approach.
Altimeter 3008, expect the ILS runway 21 left via Rioter.
I expect the ILS 21 left via Rioter, Delta 516. Okay, so Bravo is what it's saying, so let's go on over here and check to see if it's been updated. So we can go to ATIS, refresh it, and it's still alpha here. That's interesting. I don't know where BeyondATC or FSHUD gets its weather information from. We're looking good here. Go to our ILS charts, and we're somewhere over here still. Hope we're looking good. Oh, physical button. Physical button. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I switched to the Arctic. And I've been impressed. I initially didn't do a good job mounting it. It's weird because there's screws that go into I want to keep calling it the cold plate. That doesn't sound right. They keep going into whatever that part's called, and they don't come off. Like they're in the unit, so you just twist. And it was really confusing me how that worked for some goofy reason. I also did it at like 7:30 in the morning. I got up, I had it delivered to Amazon so I can get it done before I went to work. So I'm kind of trying to rush to make sure I can get it done fast enough so I can do testing to make sure it's all working. So I got home from work, I didn't have to work on it, which I ended up having to do anyways. But so we're cleared 7,000, and we're restricted at 7,000. Yeah, so we're stuck at 7,000 for a little bit. But once I reseated it, got it all good going there, the temperatures have been equal to or / better than the Kraken. So I'm happy to report that. I've toyed with the idea of selling my Kraken on eBay. I actually posted on there twice, had it bought once, and then someone wanted to cancel it because they bought the wrong one accidentally, which is fine. Then someone else was contacting me about the second time I was posting it up there, and I started thinking, well, maybe I should keep it because we're looking at transporting my wife's PC into a new case sometime this year. And so maybe I'll just drop that into her system. I was gonna go air cooler with hers, but I thought maybe AIO might work better.
Cross rider at or above 7,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 21 left.
Maintain 7,000, cleared for the ILS, 12 left, Delta 516. I do think that maybe BeyondATC got more bandwidth for its conversations because, or for its 11 labs, because it seemed like it was a little slower in the mornings, faster in the evenings, which would make sense because businesses are using, you know, the bandwidth during the day. One thing I do hope that in 2024 eventually gets fixed is this here. See how this is blurry? It needs to have this higher quality here. Quality in front, but not in the back. Because watch this, you go outside, you see how it's blurry initially? Like a turn over here. I already did all of it, but all this now is a little bit clearer. But this is blurrier. I don't know.
Delta 1748, Detroit approach, altimeter 3008, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 21 left.
I feel like they need to change that a little bit. I have the terrain set at 100, I think. And I know that could affect it as well. But that's something I'd like to see fixed. Or adjusted. I don't know if it needs to be fixed per se. But at least adjusted. We are cleared for the ILS. But we haven't got vectors yet. Oh, we have to report established. Alright, so yeah, we're cleared to the ILS. So let's go direct to... The terminology is different between the ATC program, so it confuses me of what we're supposed to do at certain times. But we did get clear. We are clear for the ILS, it said. So after Ryder, we were cleared direct to Nesby. Alright, so Nesby, we want to be at 3,000. So we have that set in the system. I think the next stream will be on Wednesday next week. Potentially a couple different streams. Did you see Dell's making a gaming? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, Fry. Good on them. Gamer Nexus has done, I think, 2 reviews of their PCs. And they're also bringing back the 51, which is kind of cool. It's old school nostalgia kind of thing. I never had it. I always wanted it. We're 25 nautical miles out. But yeah, good on them. They're getting rid of the proprietary hardware and going full, for the most part, full upgradable, which is really, really cool. Really good on them. It's a smart move. It's a very smart move. I also feel it's got to be cheaper for them. I understand why they didn't in the beginning. Like, I understand that their goal is to have people not upgrade their PC completely, just to buy a new PC because they make more money. But I think they realize, especially after Gamer Nexus has did their videos on it, that people do want to upgrade their systems. That's a lot of times gamers, especially, why they buy desktops and not gaming laptops. I'm an example of that. So really good on them. If I didn't have so many hand-me-down hardware, I would just have my wife buy a new system. Yeah, the R16 is really cool. I really love that chassis. I think it's gorgeous. If I could get that chassis, just the chassis, I would totally transfer my wife's stuff into that one. I really, really like it. It's a beautiful thing. I want it for myself, too. I really love that chassis. There's something sleek and just modern, stylish about it. I'm sure the thermals aren't as good as some other chassis out there, other cases, but either way, it looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. Fry, what GPU do you have? I remember you told me before. Was it a 4070? I got my 4080, and obviously I know we haven't seen full benchmarks yet for the 50 series. And I know I don't need to get a new one. But if the finances are looking good next year, 4090? Jeez, okay, never mind. You got a beast. If the finances are looking good next year, or this year, I guess, I might look at a 5080. It's $1,000. I might look at it. I should just jump the gun and get the big guy, but I can't afford 2K on a GPU. Thermals are excellent. Yeah, my 4080 thermals are really good. Like, I know Flight Sim's not that demanding. It's GPU, but I'm under 60. I'm at 50. I jumped to 59 as the highest just a second ago. Part of me wish I instead of going for the 4080, went for the 4090. But the 4090 was hard to get when I got the 4080, and the price difference was still substantial. And I was a little bit afraid of the melting connectors situation, which is another thing I'm waiting for with the 50 series to see if any of that's been addressed. I don't know if the connector is different. I'm assuming it's the same 12 volt still. Alright, here we are on approach. Speed. Brakes are armed. Ground call on, or all call on. And let's go to localizer, armed. Zoom in this guy. I had an issue with support assist when I had a Windows 11 update, and the support excellent. Yeah, Dell support's good. Like, that's one of the positives about buying a pre-built for sure, is you have support there. I think Dell comes with the 1 year support, and then you can buy the add-on stuff. I thought about, because I have their ultra wide monitor, and I've had it now for 3 years, and my 1 year warranty was up a year and a half ago, whatever it be. And I thought about extending it for, it's like $80, but like I have not had problems with their products, and when I did, they were easy to support it. And like my headphones, I bought an Alienware headset a while back ago, and the dongle stopped working. And they were very quick to be like, all right, cool, we'll send you a new one. And I got a new one really quick.
Delta 516, contact Metro Tower 118.4.
Tower 118.4, Delta 516, see ya. 1184. And my wife, she has a pre-built Alienware, and she's had that now for 3 years, and it's been freaking amazing. It's been upgraded, gave her my hand-me-down parts. Metro Tower, Delta 516 on the ILS, 21 left.
Delta 516, Metro Tower. Wind 195 at 7, runway 21 left, cleared to land.
21 left, cleared to land, Delta 516. Kind of bringing out my flaps a little late here.
All aircraft be advised, information Charlie now current, altimeter tree 006.
Information Charlie is relevant. Let's check our update here real quick. We got a couple seconds to do that. Let's refresh it. Is this Bravo yet? That's Bravo. So look, I don't know, are we in the future? Navigraph, there we are there. Let's get ground. And there's ground. Okay. Back here. Gear coming down. Flaps down. Runway in sight. Oh, it didn't do that. That's interesting. Maybe because of visibility? Normally it does like airport as blah 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 clock. Advise if you have the runway or the airport in sight. Alright, let's go to ILS here. 1000 call, good. Landing. Flaps 4 set checked. Alright, exit Whiskey 2. That's what my plan is, and then we'll take Whiskey. Left Whiskey. Alright, looking good. AP coming off. Checked. Bring up the nose a little bit. Alright, we're on the ILS approach, all looking grand. Bring up the nose a little bit more, we're a little low.
500.
Alright, back in the 2 whites, 2 reds, looking great there.
Metro Tower, Delta 20 on 42 heavy, ILS runway 27 left.
This is the init builds Detroit, I believe.
Delta 21 42 heavy, Metro Tower, wind 185 at 8, runway 27 left, cleared to land.
Alright, going visual at this point, no more
Runway
Pappies
27
or
left, cleared to land.
ILS.
Delta 20 on 42 heavy.
Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard.
A bit of wind there. Reverser's coming out. 160, greased again, probably gonna get docked. Welcome to Detroit. Alright, stowing the reversers, flaps coming up. And this is Whiskey 2, taking this. Landing lights are coming off.
516, exit right at Juliet.
Oh, they want us Juliet, but we're here, right at Juliet, Delta 516. Alpha 3 for the arrival. Alpha 3, I think, is on the other side. Alright, spoilers are disengaged. We'll hold pat
Delta
here.
516, contact ground 119.45.
119.45, Delta 516, thank you. 11945. I like when you say thanks and, you know, whatever it be. It doesn't just repeat the same thing or even say anything. Sometimes it just ignores you. Metro Ground, Delta 516, Whiskey 2, looking to taxi to gate Alpha 3.
Delta 516, welcome to Detroit Metro Wayne Co Airport, gate Alpha 3, taxi via Whiskey 2, Whiskey Tango Juliet 8.
Taxi gate Alpha 3 via Whiskey 2, Whiskey Tango Juliet 8, Delta 516. Nice landing, thank you, Fry.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate.
I'll lose 15 points on that landing, though, probably.
This will be your one and only indication that it's
Again, I was in the touchdown zone. I know I was in the touchdown zone. I wasn't floating. I wasn't searching for butter. It just happened to be a smooth landing. I've gotten really good with this freaking A319. But I get docked on it because I had a smooth landing. Bunch of crap. Alright, Alpha 3 for the arrival.
We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your Scam Mouse account.
Well, welcome to Detroit, everyone. The weather here is a little hazy. It's a little brisk. But overall, pretty good. I wonder why they had to take Tango and not Juliet. Juliet must be taxiing out.
We'd like to thank you all for flying with us this evening. We've enjoyed having you on board, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
So the iFly, apparently the next update will be a 2024 compatibility, and they're adding the cabin announcements, which is really cool. I hope it's as customizable as the Phoenix. Because the Phoenix, you can, each livery can be assigned a different cabin package, and people put together some really good packages. So I really hope that's going to be the case with the iFly. That's about the only feature I'm missing with the iFly. I also cannot land that thing worth the hell anymore, since I haven't flown it very much since 2024 has come out. When I jump into 2020, try to fly it, it's not great. Typically in my landing rate's about 300. The G's are good, it's fine, but I struggle. I fight the plane a lot. Alright, where are we going here? We're going to Alpha 3? Oh, did I just miss Alpha 3? Oh, there's Alpha 3. Alright. Make our turn. Landing lights are, or sorry, taxi lights off, so we don't blind the non-existing ground crew. It's kind of a half-butt taxi in here. Okay, again, look at this. I'm getting 82. Can I bring it up here? Is it gonna work or no? Of course not. But I'm getting 82 FPS
another subscriber
here in 2024. In 2020 with BeyondATC traffic, probably, I don't know, 65. That's the difference in performance. It's pretty substantial, in my opinion. Getting ready to play for the first time ever. What should we expect? Also new. So hey, welcome in, Paranormal. Welcome on in. What's new in this game compared to the others? Oh boy, 2024. Got a Delta coming in there. 2024. It's more polished in some areas and has some issues in others. Got a Spirit departing there on the left of us. This is BeyondATC. This is an add-on for Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. This is not in default sim. None of these planes are default sim. This is FS. What is it? FSLTL flight models. I think that's how you say it. What's new compared to the others? So 2020 is really well done. 2024 has better optimizations. It's a smaller package. It's only 30 gigs versus 100 whatever gigs of 2020. 2024 has better weather engine, more clouds, better ground physics, substantially better ground physics, better atmosphere. It has the career mode, which a lot of people like, and it has a bunch of other stuff too like that. It's more polished in some areas, but that of course also introduces some bugs in other areas. But it is a super stable sim. I have over, I probably have close to 300 hours in the sim, 2024, since it's launched, and I've not, other than launch week, I've not had it crash on me. I've not had it freeze on me. In 2020, that I rarely had those issues as well, but they did happen. Look at just, I know it's probably hard to see on the stream, but it's getting darker. The ground's getting darker here because the clouds are passing through the sun. It's a subtle thing, but it's really cool to see that, and we're seeing it live here in the sim. And as the clouds move past the sun, it will start getting a little brighter, as it is now, slightly. This is kind of broken over here. What the hell's going on over there? It's just this LOD issue. But thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. I'm not up. There it is. Yeah, LOD. I don't stream a lot. Try to stream like once a week. Most of my stuff is content just on the channel, so videos and whatnot. A lot of ATC. I love ATC within Flight Sim. I primarily use right now BeyondATC, but I also love FS HUD, which is another one. Both are one-time purchases. Really, really good. I have a lot of blast, fun using it. But this is a good flight. This was a lot of fun. FS HUD did a really good job. Very similar flight. Very similar flight. Yesterday, I taxied to some gate over here. It's one of these guys. So it must recognize it as well. It must recognize which gate is assigned for Delta, United, etc. Because I was Delta, and I went over here somewhere. Yeah, so it must know. So that's really cool. But hey, hats off to both BeyondATC and FS HUD. Both did a phenomenal job on this flight. FS HUD vectored me for visual. I think it was a visual. BeyondATC gave me the clearance for ILS. Taxis were perfect for both of them. Departures and arrivals. Runway of choice was different compared to what ATIS is telling us. So I'm confused by that with BeyondATC. FS HUD was correct for the time. But that could have been a sim brief issue as well. No, it would be, because ATIS is telling me expect these runways. So that's probably just a bug. I hear a plane. Got a United departing. That's so cool. That's so cool. Well, again, thanks everyone for watching today's stream. Really, really cool. Again, probably Wednesday next week for the next stream. And I have one video coming up on Monday on the channel. And then we'll probably have maybe one more towards the end of next week or into the following week. Again, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next stream. Take care.